Jordan Ellis here for Local MMA. Today I'm joined by Drew Dober, who fights Diego Ferreira on November 7th. How's it going, Drew?
Fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. So, you're in Vegas right now. You've got a contender series top on. So, is that where you're heading tonight?
Yes, I'm currently cornering Muhammad Naimov in his contender bout tonight.
Okay, well, tell us a bit about Muhammad and what we can expect from him tonight.
Oh man, he's a new teammate to Team Elevation, and he's incredible. Probably going to be one of the first UFC fighters from Tajikistan, so I'm excited for this.
And you just mentioned your team, then Team Elevation. I just want to know a bit more about the team because it seems like the place to be right now. Everyone, all the big fighters seem to be going there. There seems to be something going on. I just want to hear from someone who's in the camp what it's actually like.
Yeah, I think the reason I moved out to Team Elevation up in Denver, Colorado is the camaraderie. I mean, you go to a lot of gyms and like the coaches are good and the people are tough, but they're kind of it's like a dog eat dog, like they don't care about each other. Team Elevation, I mean, we really care about the success of each other, between like Gaethje and Austin Hubbard and all these other guys, Neil Magny. Like we honestly, do our best to be there for each other. And I think that mentality, like that family mentality, is the reason we're doing so well.
And as for yourself, you're one of the top lightweights, but you're training with one of the best lightweights day in, day out with Justin Gaethje. So, you've got a big fight coming up. How involved will Justin be in your camp in terms of sparring and things like that?
I mean, Gaethje always shows up for sparring. He's crazy. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to be using him as a valid resource in this camp. But, with Diego, he's more of a ground fighter. His jiu-jitsu is fantastic. And so I'd probably focus most on my sparring rounds with guys that are trying to choke me out or armbar me,
Okay. And we'll just go back a minute because we haven't seen you since May. So, there's been a few months. You've had a nice summer off. What have you been doing over the past few months?
Enjoying a nice summer off. Being a fighter, like it's hard. In camp or training for a fight, it's no alcohol, no cheeseburgers, no nothing. So I fought in January, I fought in May, and it was pretty tough. So I just wanted to enjoy a summer and heal up the wounds that Justin gives me in sparring. And so I was just kind of enjoying some wine, eating some good food, traveling a bit as much as I can. But now I'm super eager to fight. I was actually trying to fight in October, but November works for me.
And like when you're off and you're doing your traveling or you're enjoying your summer, are you still in training? Are you still, ticking over, or is it something you kind of leave at the door and then come back in for, when it's time to fight?
I'm always in the gym. The difference between on season and off season is in season or when I have a fight, like a fight camp, I'm trying to get in shape. I'm trying to specifically prepare for like a certain opponent. Right, but in off season, I'm trying to increase my skills. Jiu-jitsu with wrestling and striking. I'm doing things that I don't usually do. I'm more eager to make mistakes. I try to fail in the gym, so it's less running and less sparring, and more just doing drills and more technique and kind of more easier training.
And right now, you've got a little bit of time till this fight, November 7th. So is camp fully underway now? Are you in the swing of things?
Yes. I've been kind of hearing about this fight for a little while. So, I've been focused on the jiu-jitsu. I've been preparing a little bit, but, now since, it's announced and it's signed and it's ready to go, now we crank it up. And I'm here in Vegas and I got to enjoy the UFC PI yesterday. I have my coach here with me. So we're really, working hard now. So we got 8 weeks, a long 8 weeks.
And I just want to go back again for just a second. It was Alexander Hernandez last time out. It was a big win. You got a big bonus. You've had a few months to kind of reflect on that fight. How do you feel about it? You must feel good about that one.
Oh, yeah, I think it was fantastic. I think, a lot of the mistakes I was making in my 20s, I'm fixing now in my 30s. And I think the biggest thing I could take from that fight is the patience. I don't always have to like go in and swinging and trying to make it entertaining, for the entire, 15 minutes. I wait for my opportunities. And that's what I did with Alex. I was waiting for my opportunities. And once the opportunity presented itself, I landed my hands on him.
Yeah, he certainly weren't going down easy, but that's, a big win, and it's 3 in a row for yourself now. As you said, you're in your 30s, 31 now. Do you feel like you're kind of, peaking at the moment?
Honestly, yes. I think I've always been athletic. I always had hands. But when you have a bad driver behind the wheel, it just doesn't go that well. And so now I finally fixed the mindset. I'm having fun with what I'm doing. And I think everything's fitting all together. So I honestly feel bigger, faster, stronger, smarter, and more talented than I did in my 20s.
Good to hear. And then it's on to the next one now. It's Diego Ferreira. He's on a 6-fight win streak. He's ranked at 8th, and you're ranked 15th. So this is quite a jump for you. This is a big scalp. How long has this fight been in the pipeline, and how happy are you to get such a highly ranked guy?
I mean, right now I'm ecstatic, trying to finish off the year in the top 10. So that way next year I can have those fantastic top 5 fights, main events, all that stuff. And that's incredibly fun. And man, I've been thinking about Diego since this entire year, when he choked out Anthony Pettis on the same card that I fought Nazareth. And I was like, oh, he's the guy that I would love to fight. And we tried to fight May 2nd. And man, I've had my eyes on him this entire year. So it's actually quite satisfying that we finally get this going. And, November 7th, hopefully we can both get in the cage.
I'm sure, obviously, you said earlier, everyone knows about Diego's ground game. Have you had the chance to, sit down with your coaches yet, study the tape, and kind of plan your route to victory in this one?
Yeah, of course. My coaches do more watching than I do. We see where his strengths are, his where he likes taking the fight and all this stuff, and we see how tough he is. And so I'm prepared for, all that stuff. But in all honesty, when I'm in camp, I focus more so on my mistakes and what I need to do to improve. And we all know that my last 3 losses were submissions, and so I've been focused diligently on improving my ground game, working on jiu-jitsu, staying safe, putting the fight where I need it to be. So I understand where Diego's strong, but I'm more so fixing on where I'm weak, and so that way I can go into the cage November 7th as a better fighter.
And on November 7th, what do you see as your route to victory? I'm sure you picture it and you're daydreaming about it. How do you see your hand getting raised in this one?
Oh, I'd love a knockout. I'd love, putting my hands on him, get a good series together, and just repeating what I've been doing my last 3 fights.
And then on to the next one. Obviously, it's a late in the year. We don't expect to see you fight again in 2020, but for 2021, you could potentially be closing in on the top 5. In one of the biggest divisions in all of MMA, most lucrative, most stars, best fighters. What do you envision for 2021?
Trying to achieve everything that I've dreamed about. I'm not getting any younger, so 2021, let's fight as much as possible. If these guys accept the fight, sign the contract, I'm willing to fight 3-4 times a year, and so let's keep running them.
Cool. And then once fighting's done and things like that, we see these pictures you post. Is a modeling career kind of where you're going after, you're thinking after fighting?
I hope so. Like I said, I'm not getting any younger, so I got to take advantage of those photos while I'm not old and wrinkled. But that'd be cool. Coaching is cool. I'm always dabbling in the ideas of what I'm going to do when I'm no longer getting punched in the face. Commentary would be fantastic. So I'm pursuing different options, but right now I got to focus on Diego November 7th. So, no modeling at this point.
Okay, well, that's everything from me. I just want to say thanks for your time today. Good luck with, preparations and fight night. I can't wait to watch you.
Thank you so much, and you guys have a wonderful day.